When I say world building, do you picture a fantastical setting of magic or far future tech? A place of pure imagination, like Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere, The Elder Scrolls Tamriel, or Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms? If so, you're thinking about second world fantasy, one of the 4 blueprints of world building that underpin all fictional settings. And hey, if you're curious about the other 3, I've covered them all in this video. But today we're focusing on second worlds, the most common type of traditional fantasy. And I'm going to share a checklist of essential elements to create a solid foundation for your second world setting. Oh, by the way, I'm a professional world building consultant and published author. Just so you know, I'm not talking out of my With a second world setting, you're creating everything from the ground up, which means you need to establish the fundamental laws of your reality. This might include rules about magic or advanced technology. You should also consider physical laws. Do the seasons work differently, like in Game of Thrones? Are celestial mechanics different? And of course, the basic lay of the land. Is it 4 regions living together in harmony, or a galaxy far, far away? If you prefer to work bottom up, you don't have to figure all of this out for the entire world. You could begin with a region where your story starts and work outward from there. Perhaps a dappled forest, a sun-soaked desert, or a foggy, mysterious swamp. But I recommend the agile world-building approach, creating a framework of logic for your second world by filling in the world-building meta, then starting in a smaller location and growing out from there. And don't forget about unique creatures, both sapient species like elves and Wookiees, or animals like dragons and sandworms. Consider how they survive and thrive in the physical environment that you've created. Once you've got your foundations in place, you need to add the drama. And as always, drama means people. Sketch out the major civilizations or factions in your world setting. Consider what they value and the core conflicts and tensions that drive them to act and react. We call that the world drama, and there's more guidance on creating it in the World Anvil meta. In a murder mystery, it's love, money, and power that are the 3 forces that motivate killers. But you can scale those up to create killer conflicts for your setting, ones that will drive many, many stories in your world. So what do your societies value or love enough to fight for? What staples and luxuries drive them to diplomacy or conquest? What governments and guilds rule the lands? And how comfortable are common people, whatever that means, with the actions of those in power? Which brings us to another important question. How do your protagonists fit into this world setting? Will they be pirates or adventurers, knights or good Samaritans? And what kind of agency will they have to change the status quo? These questions may be different from campaign to campaign or from story to story, but consider your options and where you want to start with your storytelling. And just for good measure, how about a map? Yes, I know I made a whole video telling you not to make maps, but a rough sketch can be helpful as long as you don't get carried away. It doesn't have to be detailed at this point, or even pretty. All hail ugly maps, but as a private reference, it can be useful. But what about the other stuff? The detailed histories, complete genealogies, the 500-page treatise on elven shoes? Well, by all means make notes about the things you're excited about, but consider this your permission to not create a full language or craft the entire world down to the last toenail. By focusing on the important elements first, you'll craft a setting that's intense in the right places, so you can dive into creating your stories quicker. Then add details based on the big truths you've already established, as and when you need them. A second world setting is a big undertaking, but you can get started with just the essentials I've shared here. In fact, I have a free short course on how to get started world building, which guides you through creating a brand new world in just 10 lessons. To get started with that, create a free World Anvil account, and you'll find the course on the top navigation bar. And to learn more about the other 3 world building blueprints, check out this video next. And make sure to like and subscribe to get more world building advice. Also makes me happy. Thank you. Then grab your hammer and go world build.